I'm Hayley, and thanks for tuning in for episode 8. This is going to be my January update. I've got my yarny shirt on. It says Lay Flat Dry from Kate Oates Boutique, or Katy Lin Boutique. So let's just get to it. So I'm going to go through the yards, grams, and number of whips I had, and then I'll tell you what I did in January, and give you a final number of yards, grams, and whips. I obviously don't remember it all, so I wrote it down. I've been using this yarn journal, and I think it's going to be fun to sort of keep track and hopefully have some good progress to show by the end of the year. So I have a very large stash, and we're working on it slowly but surely. So at the beginning of the year, I had 17 works in progress, and I had 165,671.5 yards of yarn, and that was 70,214 grams. So I like to calculate how far it is in miles, so I'll put those numbers here, but it was quite a bit of miles, so we'll see if we can work on that. And I also kept track of how many grams and pounds, just to see how that is in a number that we use in the US. So for January, I was surprisingly productive. I had 4 finished objects, and I worked on mending a blanket. So 3 of the objects were hats, so that's why I had 4 total. I had a friend from our music class who had a baby in October, and so she's got a baby hat. She has one for her daughter, so child size, and adult medium. And these are all the classic ribbed hat by Purl Soho. It's sort of my go-to gift knit hat. I have a lot of DK weight yarn, and when I am gifting people hats, I like to use something that they could like machine wash. So that was 3 of them. I had started those hats in September 8th of 2025, so I would have been on track to finish, but I got a bit off track because I was rushing one day to go to the bookmobile, and I had a hat, and I had already gotten it to the decreases where I had put in all the markers for my decreases, and I had a bag of garbage, and I had my Lemonwood minder, mini minder, and I hooked the hat like on the minder, and I was holding it, and apparently I had both of them in the same hand, and then was not paying attention, and I threw it in the garbage. So it took a while for me to have the motivation or the urge to knit that particular project after that. But I finished all of these hats January 20th. And then my 4th finished object was a tank top I started August 1st, 2025. I thought it would be a good car project for my son's birthday trip, but then I thought it was like a little too bulky to work on in the car. It's bottom up, and I had stopped it for a long time. I had done one of the sides and had it the live stitches on hold, and then I just put it in a basket and didn't work on it for ages, so I just had to pick up the back, and then I had to work the racer back here. It was a fun project. I liked it. This was made with the, I don't know if it's Hobie or Hobby, yarn Happy Place. So it's like a cotton wool, I think 50-50, DK weight yarn, and it was a very fun pattern. It's by Blame the Knots, and I enjoy it. It's just gotten unusually cold in Florida, so I have not worn it. And then, oh, let's see. I had 2 balls of that yarn, and I used up most of them. I had 38 grams remaining, and so this project was 162 grams. And then the final thing I did was just mending this. I had made this blanket when I was pregnant with my son, who is 11. So it's old, could be an antique. It was with the Bernat Pipsqueak yarn, and it looks like, I'm not sure which end was my cast on end and which was the cast off, but it's very fuzzy yarn, so you couldn't really see any drop stitches, and I think that's what I did. I think I had some drop stitches. So what I had done is my daughter had noticed the drop stitch, and I hung it on the back of this chair, and then I realized there were actually 2 spots where I had to go in and try to pick up and mend, and we'll see how it holds up. My daughter wanted to use the leftover pink Pipsqueak yarn, so I used all of that up, so that was nice. So that was a few grams gone, and we'll just see how it holds up. These kids' blankets, they like them, but they do end up needing washed quite a bit. So we will see how it survives the laundry later. I did have an acquisition. Yes, I have been trying to not buy as much yarn, but one of my favorite dyers, Sugarplum Circus, was having a birthday sale, and so I got this really pretty purple Sagittarius. I don't think she's dyeing mohair yarn anymore, but this was just in her ready to ship. And I'm not sure which of the black yarns I'm going to hold with it for like a cardigan. I'm planning on doing the Go Gently Cardigan by Aimee Sher. And I have 2 different blacks. I have a black, I think it's called Blackbird, made by Hayley yarn. And I also have a black Purl Soho Santolina yarn. So I'll use one of those with it and get that out of my stash. So this doesn't really count towards the stash challenge since it came in this year, but hopefully it will also go out this year and take some other yarn with it. So we'll see how that goes. I had done the color thing where they hold the sheets with you, and it says black is not my color, so I was trying to figure out a way to use my nice yarns. And I had seen some of the Knitting for Olive reels where they hold like a merino with their mohair, and how if you have a really colorful yarn with the black, it really sort of offsets the darkness of the black. So I'm thinking that this purple will work. Oh, sorry for the crinkle, but maybe I'll crinkle a little bit more. Take it out. But it is a very vibrant purple. It's called Sagittarius, and it's mohair and silk. So I'm excited to work with that soon. So at the end of the month, we have 16 whips. The yardage remaining is 164,814.1 yards, and grams is 69,888. So we have decreased some, and we will keep at it. Anyway, hopefully I will have a productive February, and we'll have lots to update you on. Thanks for watching.